Hello everyone, welcome back to my sunroom here in East Tennessee at the end of May. It is already time for a blooms tour, and as you all know, my blooms tours are some of my very favorite videos. I'm able to kind of diary what my orchids are doing from month to month and from year to year, and also it just kind of helps everyone to remember that, orchids are quite a bit of work. Yes, they are. But it's so important to just sit back and enjoy them. Enjoy the fruit of your labors. Just take some time and stop to smell the roses and stop and look at your orchids and just see how gorgeous they are. There's a reason why this is such a popular hobby and such a huge interest to so many people, is because they are just simply so beautiful. They never cease to amaze me, and I have been growing orchids for over 20 years. And here is my beautiful Falzen Chin Diamond. I can't fit all of the blooms into one frame, and so I believe that I have about 45 blooms on this one spike. Absolutely beautiful. If you'll remember, this one bloomed a little bit later than the others, but boy, did it ever make up for it. So this is a gorgeous one. Here are the beautiful blooms on my Kaleidoscope Val. I believe I have about 25 blooms on this one. I've had this one in my collection for about 12 years, and this one, it blooms beautifully every single year. It is very consistent as far as its performance. It just blooms so pretty every year. Oh dear, I didn't hit the pause button, so I hope I did not make you all very dizzy there. Okay, I don't think that I moved it too quickly. Okay, on the left is Val Brothers Caribe. I've had that one in my collection again for very, very many years. You all have seen this lots of times. This is the best bloom cycle I've had on this orchid. I'm so excited. And then beside of it is my Val Marianne with those cafe latte blooms. Again, the best bloom cycle I've had on that orchid, and I've had it for a very long time. So this has just been a really, really good bloom year for orchids. And is Magic Art still in bloom? Oh yes, she is. She still has these beautiful Magic Art blooms, and also these most unusual harlequin type blooms. Look at the coloration of this one. It's absolutely beautiful. And guess what? She also has a new spike. Let me show you. And some of you have asked to actually see this plant. It has gigantea in the leaves. Those are huge leaves. I'd say that they're probably 18 to 20 inches long. And check out this new spike. Here we go, all the way up to here. Yes. So this one has bloomed profusely this year. And here is my beautiful Val Purple Dust, still in bloom. This has been in bloom for the past year. She also has a secondary spike that is budding right now, and also another primary spike. These blooms here are so heavy that the stake just gave up. If I unstake it, I'm afraid it will actually fall to the floor. But there's lots and lots of blooms still on that spike. And for those of you who love Wilson, my huge 5-foot dendrobium, here he is. These blooms are huge for a dendrobium. Usually dendrobium blooms aren't quite as big as a Phalaenopsis bloom. They're similar to, but not quite. These blooms are huge. They're about 4 inches across, if you can imagine that. So every time I walk by the sunroom now, I just have to stop and admire Wilson. And I know so many of you do too. And my beautiful fuller sunset that my daughter gave me back at my birthday in September, it is blooming again. It decided to throw out another primary spike, and this one has 8 blooms. It has 2 secondary spikes, and I believe that I see where they are getting ready to bloom again as well. So this is a really, really pretty little phal. That yellow with the fuchsia lip. I just love this one. So 3 spikes in 1 year. That's a lot for a phal this size. And here are the blooms to my 2 Falsogo Lawrence Tahiti Sunset. I love this plant. These are just such beautiful plants. The blooms are just, they just remind me of a sunset. The one on the left has more of a pink tint to it in the center, and then the one on the right has more of a red. They're supposed to be the same plant, but there are variations. Can you see what I mean? Mother Nature, I'm telling you. Orchids always surprise me. They continually to surprise me. The diversity of God's creation, yes. And I showed you beautiful phal legato in my last video, but I wanted to show you what she looks like in my kitchen, because when she blooms, she's in my kitchen. This is my favorite phal. I just said that. They're all my favorites, but this is just, as you can see, when I show this phal, I just can hardly speak. The beauty is just for real. And as the light changes in my kitchen throughout the day, it looks different. So I just had to show you the nuance of color of my beautiful phal legato. Definitely a crowd favorite, definitely my favorite. What a beautiful plant. And here's my red poker. It just blooms beautifully every single year. And as you all know, this is where I started growing my orchids. There's many of you who have followed my channel for all 7 years. And thank you for following me, by the way, all that time. And I like to keep some orchids that are in bloom on my kitchen table. I just get to enjoy them all day long when I'm not sitting in my sunroom, you know. But when we're eating in here, it's just so beautiful to be able to admire God's handiwork with these beautiful, beautiful plants. And here's my beautiful little phal I nicknamed Buddy, because the name, it's always hard for me to remember the name of this one. It's Phal equestris times Speciosa rosea. And that's the first time I ever said that without looking at the tag. Yes, but this one had about 60 blooms on it. Yes, 60 blooms. And they're finally starting to fall off. They all fall off kind of the same time. It's not just this slow, you know, gradual one here, one there. This time next week, most of these will have dropped off of the plant. So I really enjoy this one while it's in bloom. It's in bloom for about 8 weeks, and then that's it for the blooms until next year. And as you all know, this is another one of my favorites. And look at what I got. I'm going to try to say this one. It's an LC Mami Akatsuka Volcano Queen Large Lavender, and it was flasked in, looks like November 7, 2017. And this is what she looks like. My friend Sharon sent this to me. This is a gorgeous little Cattleya. Well, I say little. I think that this one's going to be a big girl. Large lavender, yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a good size. So at least the flowers are going to be large. The leaves are perfect, and she came with a new cane growing. Sharon, thank you so much. I told her that when this thing blooms, oh boy, it's going to be a big celebration. So I will be giving you updates on this gorgeous plant that she gave me. I love Cattleyas, as you all know. So now there are 3, and I am happy. As I end the video, I will show you all what I see every morning at breakfast. This is where I sit, and of course, in the background you can see there's one of my little squirrels. Yes, they play in the yard all day long, and this is what I see every morning when I eat. I love starting my day out this way. I want to wish all of you a happy Memorial Day weekend. Thanks to all of the veterans and their families. Thank you all for your sacrifice. My father is a Korean War veteran. He just passed away back in March. He was very proud of the fact that he was a veteran. And my husband served in the Air Force. So I salute all of you, veterans and families, because I know that is such a sacrifice and I appreciate it. So before I end the video, I'd love to say the blessing over you and your families. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you His favor and give you His peace. You all make it a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.